Who do I owe an apology to?
Who do I owe an apology to?
Oh man.
I think I owe an apology to.
I owe an apology to.
I owe an apology to not being able to make the trip back home.
Call them and apologize.
My ex-wife. I know I could have been a better person with how everything played out, and I regret how everything kind of played out between us and how I reacted to it. There's many things I would take back, but I do regret that.
My dad, you know, my mom and dad got divorced, and I only get one side of the story, and based on that, it's I already have a preconceived notion of who he is, but I really don't know. I never really asked his side of the story and what he went through, so it'll probably be my dad.
That's a tough question. Probably my mother. I probably would owe an apology to for sometimes being impatient with her and not spending enough time with her.
That's tough. My wife just died. And I mean just died. She died on the 19th. And I suspect I owe her an apology for not making her life better.
This is going to sound silly, but probably myself, because you can be really hard on yourself a lot of times. When you kind of reflect on it, it's very, it's kind of unwarranted criticism towards yourself. So sometimes I guess I feel I should apologize to myself. And, obviously with friends, I've definitely done things like, it's like you look back and you just want to say, yes, sorry about that. But I guess kind of the big answer for me is myself.
There's so many people. Pardon my friend Melissa. Well, just someone that's always been there for you, and then you never know if they know that how much you appreciate them and that you're sorry about your past and what they were there to help you with.
Probably a myriad of people. I owe a lot of people apologies that I haven't given, and myself being one of those. I could have done things a lot better and been a lot more thorough with how I looked at things growing up. And I think if I had tried harder, I would have made it farther sooner.
I think sometimes we owe apologies to ourselves for being so hard on ourselves when we're younger. And when you get older, you have to look back with grace on yourself and realize that you did the best that you could with what you could at the time.
Can't think of anyone. No. Maybe there's someone I do need to apologize to. I just don't know yet.
My husband this evening for taking so long to get ready, and now I can't find him.
That's tough. I'd probably, for being honest, and I talked about this with my family recently, but I'd probably say God. Only because, I don't consider myself extremely religious, but I do have faith in my religion, and there's things that I do that probably other people don't know of that I feel is not sinful, but also not right. And I pray about forgiveness, and then I continue to do things that I just still feel like are not the right thing that I should be doing, that I know is wrong. So I would say probably to God, I'd owe an apology to.
Probably my dad. I've always been kind of mean to my dad, not in a sense of being mean to him, but just being really standoffish and just, I guess, not very daughterly to my dad.
Probably myself. Sometimes I usually try to apologize to everyone as soon as something happens, but I'm usually very positive and sweet. But sometimes I'm really hard on myself and doubt myself and cry and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's myself.
Probably my father. I feel like I ruined a relationship of his, when I was way, way younger, that he can't really get back now. So I would apologize for that.
I'm not sure at the moment.
Too many people that I can remember.
My dog. So, as humans, we are very impulsive, and dogs have very little I guess, blame. It's always our times, our settings, and our rules that make them look bad, but it's not, almost never their fault. It's always the owner's fault. So yes, I've actually stopped doing a lot of bad things to her, but I still would like to take a lot of the bad things that I've impulsively done to her.
Wow, this is deep. Myself sometimes, and that's because I sometimes like take things in my life too seriously, or lately, like the past year, I've had a lot of mental kind of struggles, just going through different journeys in my life that I've started, different roles that I've been playing as well. And so sometimes I don't give myself enough grace. And so I think that I need to get better at just like, treating myself better mentally, physically, and just sometimes telling myself sorry too is a way to help me get there.
I've not made a lot of enemies in life, really. Well, I'd say I've tried to pretty much catch up on all apologies I've owed. So, yeah, I'm a pretty clean slate on that regard.
My husband. We will have been married for 14 years on Tuesday. As with many marriages, there are lots of ups and downs. And during a period of time, I was probably not as grateful or attentive to him as I probably should have been. And he was really good about sticking by me and being supportive of me. And now that I'm in a place where I am kind of reaping the rewards of that support, I'm actually in a position to really acknowledge the sacrifices and support that he gave me. And so I think the apology to him should be about not acting and saying how grateful I was to him during that time.
I think my parents. I'm from my parents were from the Philippines. They sacrificed so much, so I feel like I haven't really done enough to kind of give them something back, and I feel like nothing's ever gonna be enough to kind of just like balance that out. But I feel like that's something I owe an apology to them. But I mean, I'm trying my best, trying to give back to them. So yeah, I think that's it.
So, you caught me at a funny time because I was just posting on my phone, on my Facebook account, saying that I wish I could be back home right now in New York. I just had a friend that passed away a couple of weeks ago, or a week or so ago, and I really wish I could be there to be with friends. I feel like I feel like I try to apologize whenever I can, but I wish I could be back home, and I apologize for not being there for people in times of need, but sometimes life just gets in the way of that. I think that's one thing I would like to apologize for, and for not being there at other times when people have passed. I think another thing to apologize for constantly, which someone that I really admire for has really reminded me of, is just apologizing to the generations that are coming. I know I'm still young, and that I'm going to deal with the problems and issues as well, but apologizing for the way that generations have treated the environment, and not treating the environment as well as I should have many times.
My advice is, for every time you criticize yourself, find something noteworthy you've done. And oftentimes you can just compare yourself to yesterday. I mean, like, I just went for a workout today and I didn't yesterday. That's something I can look at myself today and say, you know, for everything I've done today, at least I got a good workout in. Little things like that, it kind of just these little 1% battles that you do throughout the day, it definitely help out a lot in the long run.
When it comes to apologies, um, we have to acknowledge where the apology comes from and whether it's for us or whether it's for the person that we're apologizing to. Because if the person we're planning to apologize to doesn't want or need the apology, and we're forcing the apology, then it's not really for them, it's for us, and that kind of defeats the purpose.
My advice is go to therapy or find some kind of group, people that you could rely on that are good mentors and people that you look up to. And as generic as it is when you're young and your parents tell you, you become whoever you surround yourself with, it's true. So just know that you can always better yourself by putting yourself around other people that you can aspire to be like.
Take the time to feel what you need to feel without taking it out on the other person, because what feels cathartic in the moment, you regret long term.
First of all, talk about death, which we did. I've read a lot about it, partly because she had had a stroke 17 years ago, which could have killed her, and was working for 17 years to it's called remapping her brain. The idea there is constraint-induced maintenance therapy. And what I'm getting at is read all you can about life, about dying, about living, about decisions that you have to make, and then have conversations about it, which we did.
Apologies can only do so much. I've given a lot of sorries out, and I learned very early on that sorry doesn't fix any issues. I think apologies need to be with somebody that you can prove that to. Getting over that thing, it breaks trust, and it can only be brought back through deeds. And it's so easy to lose trust in an instant, but it can take years to build it back up.
Advice is we never know how long we have here, so just those people that you care about, really make sure that they know, even if you tell them multiple times, and normalize like telling your friends you love them.
Just saying it, speaking your mind. Sometimes, when I apologize to people that I maybe have done wrong, or just simple arguments with my son, it just feels good to just get that off your chest. So I think just saying it and not thinking about it is probably the best advice I would give.
Life's too short to be mad at someone for any kind of reason. Just say you're sorry, even if you're not sorry. That's like the main thing. Even if you're not sorry, just say you're sorry, and sorry goes a long way.
Oh my goodness, just try to be the best you can be, because there's so much out there if you just look around at all the beauty and everything. And then I read the Bible every single day, and it gives me a lot of positive thoughts. And don't watch TV. I haven't had a television in 35 years. I protect everything that goes into this mind, so that is pretty positive. And I love art, and people are the most fascinating things in the world to me. So we have to stay healthy and keep our minds very healthy and open and honest, and love everyone like we're instructed to do.
Life is so precious, and we can get caught up in the everyday hustle and bustle. But I think it's very important to just take things slow sometimes. Like I said, give yourself some grace, and be nice to yourself in general. I think into my early adulthood, sometimes I'm not too nice to myself, and I'm thinking more about that and trying to be more kind. And this is your one life, and this is your one body, and I think you need to take care of it. So yeah, just continue to be kind, of course, to others, but also to yourself.
Just put yourself in their view. A lot of the times we are too busy with our life that we don't even stop to think how good or bad their moment in life is. So I would just say, just like try to live without stress, and that will help. And if you are kind of struggling to have patience for other people, just put yourself in their position. A lot of people are struggling right now.
Openness and understanding, of course, understanding the situation as well as you can, like exactly as it happened and exactly the right way to go forward. That's going to be key in getting a great apology.
Um, I I do think apologizing kind of as soon as you can is probably better than waiting like years, because I think it just gets harder and harder. Um, and so I think just like expressing that and putting that vulnerability out into the world is a really good thing, because most of the time after you say you're sorry, you're going to feel better, as well as the other person is going to, usually they're probably going to understand. And I've even, I've apologized for things in the past, and people tell me, you don't need to apologize. We're all human. It's okay. We make mistakes, or, we understand. So I think just, apologizing kind of as soon as you realize you're sorry for something is probably a good thing.
I would say as you see your parents age, it's really difficult. And then also as you get older, especially for me, I feel that I've lost patience, and I don't have as much patience as I used to have. And I think it's so important to have empathy and to really enjoy those who are with you as long as possible, because we're all on this earth for a very short amount of time, and we really need to all love one another and respect one another and spend as much time with each other as possible.
Okay, you want me to do it right now?
Hi, Mom, it's Debbie. Are you up? Hello, good morning.
No.
No good. She doesn't wake up until 10.
Hey, Jesus. It is Brooke, and I was just wondering if you and maybe are going to services today, and I just wanted to call and say that I'm sorry, and I really wish I could be there with you. Whenever you get this, feel free to give me a call back. All right, I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Call them and apologize? Sure. Ma, ano pong ginigiba mo? Oh, I just want to say I'm sorry. Oh, just for not being able to give enough for everything that you've done for me.
What you saying?
No, I just want to say sorry. It's not being able to, give everything that I that you deserve.
I deserve. I have you.
Yeah, but there's things that I wanted to give, but I haven't really been able to give. So
No.
yeah,
I love you.
I love you too.
Just, alam mo man ang gusto ko man para sa iyo.
Okay. Yeah.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Don't say so. Ano sabi mo?
Sorry. I apologize.
Why do you need to say sorry?
I'm just sorry.
O pagpaparisihan mo na naman lang kung
No, it's not a prank. It's not a prank. It's just genuine. You say sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, say sorry. Just give me a big hug when you look back home.
Okay, I will. That's fair enough.
Maliyo. Mansuwar ka, nagburang ka na. Ay, sus. Ingat ka sa pag-drive mo na eh.
I will.
Love you.
All right, love you too. All right, bye-bye.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
How did it make you feel?
It feels like, it warms my heart when she said, like, because she was saying, I told her I'm sorry, and she was like, oh, don't say sorry because I have you. You're here. That's all that matters. But still, like, there's still like burning desire like in me that I want to like give everything to her and my dad too. So yeah, man.